Hey, it's Whitney from EcoVeganGal.com, and I wanted to do what I hope will be a kind of short video on this quote that I read today. I posted on my Facebook. It's getting a lot of good response because I think a lot of people can relate to it. And I want to make sure I get the quote right, so I'm going to read it. Never waste your time trying to explain who you are to people that are committed to misunderstanding you. I thought that was a really great quote for people that are living these alternative lifestyles. They're thinking differently about the way that they eat, the way that they live, especially when it comes to veganism, vegetarianism, living eco-friendly, living like a non-toxic, holistic, natural lifestyle. They're all considered very alternative because the majority of the population isn't living that way. And it's so interesting that people fight against it so much. I think the hardest part about being any of that is actually the conversations that we have about people that don't understand and really just want to argue with us, that either get defensive or have other information that conflicts with this, or just kind of set in their own ways and don't want to consider something else that the mass hasn't fully accepted yet. So I want all of you to understand that sometimes it's not worth getting into arguments with people like that. I think it's really important to have conversations, and it's very, very important to become a good communicator and to understand how you feel about these issues and why you're living this type of a lifestyle, why it's important to you, what research have you found, why it resonates with you. Knowing that information is so important because that's what you bring into a conversation. And also not being afraid to be vulnerable and let your guard down and trying your best not to be defensive yourself. Don't fight fire with fire. See if you can have conversations with people that are loving and understanding and embracing each other's differences, but really standing your ground. However, there are times that all of us have experienced where people just want to argue for argument's sake. They're bringing up the topic not because they want to have an understanding of you and the lifestyle that you are living and in your beliefs and all that, but simply because they want to challenge you. And a lot of times it's just not worth it. Sometimes people surprise you, right? Sometimes you start off with a conversation, it feels really aggressive and you feel like you're never going to get anywhere and they're never going to try to understand you or what you're saying. And then sometimes they totally shift over, or maybe they don't at the moment, and then later on in your experience, your relationship with them, they start to shift and they start to switch over. So I guess the point is with that quote is you have to evaluate what it matters to you and if it's worth your time. Some people literally are committed to sticking in their own ways and not understanding you, not understanding other ways of thinking and living. And you can't let that get to you too much. And it's also important to just be grounded. And no matter what situation you're in, don't let it sway you away from what you really believe in. Just hold on to that core there, unless, again, sometimes we take a major shift in thinking ourselves, but I guess don't let just one conversation do that to you. Don't let one conversation ruin your day or piss you off, or, sometimes we have those moments and we feel so angry for hours, maybe even days, and we're talking about this to friends. Can you believe what so-and-so said? Can you believe what a jerk they are? And then we're sitting in with all this stress from that one conversation. We let that one person get to us so much. It's not worth it. Don't waste your time. So I'm very curious what you have to say about all of this, so leave your feelings down in the comment section below. Please follow me on Facebook and other social media networks where I'm always having these conversations on quotes and photos and all of that. Of course, you can subscribe to this video so you're the first to know when I have more like this, and give this a thumbs up if you like it. You can also visit EcoVeganGal.com for more information. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Whitney, and I will see you later. Bye.